All right, Torture Talk. Like, share, subscribe to the page. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. Also, too, if you want to subscribe to Sketchpad in the Combat Convo page, the links will be in the description. If you want to donate to any one of these channels, all the links are in the description. If not, just share the content, man. And that's good enough. You know what I'm saying? All right, listen. This is my Rebel Moon preview, or Rebel Moon review. I'm sorry, not preview. My Rebel Moon review. And we're going to get into it. And I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it and how I felt about the movie and what I think should happen going forward. So, all right, Rebel Moon was originally pitched as a spin-off of Star Wars. And by Zack Snyder, he was pitching it to Lucasfilms and they turned him down. Now, we don't know that conversation. We don't know what happened. We don't know how they did it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even matter. He started his own original thing, and here we are today. So, what I thought about Rebel Moon. The first 50 minutes of the movie, 50 so minutes, very intense. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. I think the way they went about it was just very compelling to me. Very different. You know what I'm saying? I think that he showed something from his point of view that I liked. You know what I'm saying? So the very beginning of the movie, the pacing of the movie in the beginning was very slow for me. And I like slow. I like movies that take its time and you get to know certain things. Because Game of Thrones was like that in the beginning. Game of Thrones, very slow, very, very methodical. And I think a lot of people that I know don't like Game of Thrones because it was slow and they just don't, they just end up leaving it alone. So the movie to me started out slow, and I'm not saying slow as in like it was a bad thing. It started out slow as in they try to entrench you into these characters and what it is about, from Korra to the other guy. I can't remember his name right now, but they try to, put you into this. After that, we go into the main part of the movie where she assembled the people that she needs to go to fight the Mother World, right? And to me, I understand why some people say that the characters seemed a little rushed. Now, here's the thing. If you watch Batman vs. Superman, the first cut of Batman vs. Superman was kind of similar. But then when the director's cut came out, or the Ultimate Edition came out, it's like a totally different movie to me. And that's how I feel about this movie. I'm not worried about whether the characters are not flushed out yet. Because my thing is, we all know Zack Snyder, when he releases his full version of the movie, it's much more deep and detailed. We know that. So my thing is, I'm not worried about that because I know the director's cut is coming and it's going to get flushed out. That's just that. It's a director's cut, so we know that's what it is. And some people were saying, well, Zack Snyder, he released the movie, and for some people, it felt like he was supposed to release the R-rated version. No, listen, let me explain something to y'all about business. Number one, Netflix want to get double the viewership. Let's just be clear here. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just business. You know what I'm saying? Number two, we all know that the rated R version is not for kids. It's not for families. It's for adults. And he said this numerous times. So why is people complaining about it? I don't understand it. But, I'm going to wait for the director's cut to get the characters fleshed out. So as far as the characters go, a lot of the characters were very interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? Especially Jimmy. I think Jimmy, to me, is the most interesting character of Rebel Moon, because from what I'm reading, Jimmy swore the Jimmy robots, they swore loyalty to Issa, and that's when he was telling her about the story of Issa. They swore loyalty to her. But when Issa passed or died or whatever happened to Issa, the Jimmys, they're kind of like out there. They don't know what to do. They kind of like out there. I think that that's very fascinating to me. That robots are kind of, they don't know what to do. It's like they was loyal to something and it died. And now they like it's, to me, that's a very, very good way to say that a robot or these androids or whatever they are can develop feelings and emotions because they don't know where to go. So I think Zack Snyder is a genius for doing that. I think that right there, to me, automatically puts me in a space in this movie that I believe that this movie is really good. You know what I'm saying? So as far as that goes, I like the aesthetic of Jimmy, and I thought Jimmy was good. And when the girl touched his face, and I want to know more about Jimmy. I want to know more about him. So as far as the action scenes go, come on, let's be clear here. It's Zack Snyder. You know what I'm saying? Zack Snyder knows what to do as far as the action goes. I think that to me the twist in the movie was very unpredictable at first. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't really know until the end, which was pretty good. I like that. The guy that played the general, he stole the show to me. I think that he was the best actor, and he was. Now I know people saying Cora was, but I think that he was, and I think that them two being arch enemies, that's amazing. That was amazing. I think that there was certain things that he said to me that was just ruthless. He's just a ruthless dude, and I understand that certain things were over the top. And here's my thing. Now I'm gonna get into the cons and what I didn't like, and it's not really what I didn't like. It's more on the lines of what I thought that could have been better, but not necessarily I didn't like it. So some of the things, some of the dialogue, I think was a little bit rushed. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that they didn't need certain things, like the guy when he was talking to the girl, when and I don't want to say what happened, but like when the guy was talking to the girl, I didn't think that they needed to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they needed to do that, but I understand why they did it. You know what I'm saying? That's one. Two, some people were saying that some of the characters was a little bit over the top. But here's the thing: when you're trying to establish a role or something, some characters do have to be over the top, because especially when children see these movies or young kids see these movies, they want these young kids to understand that these people are really bad. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of kids, this movie is not just for adults. This movie is for kids too. So they want kids to follow along. So they have to be not as how would I say, not as deep as people want it to be. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of adults went into this movie with the mind state that it's just for adults, but it's actually not. It's a family movie. So let's just be clear here. But do I believe some of the characters was a little bit over the top? I would say the side characters were, but as far as the main characters, no, I don't believe that. Another con that I would say that I had is I believe that some of the movie was rushed, but that's only because the director's cut is not out. And I'm looking at it from the point of view of, okay, it was rushed, but it seemed like it was rushed because there was a lot of things cut. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things cut, and that's the reason why, I believe. And that's really all the cons that I have. It's not, those cons are not something that I believe that actually damaged the movie for me, because I watched it 3 times now. You know what I'm saying? And I think it got actually gotten better for me. You know what I'm saying? It's gotten better for me when I watched it. Now as far as the special effects and the CGI. Listen, I don't know what people are watching, but I know some people saying that the CGI looks spotty. Or some people were saying that some of the CGI looked kind of bad. Some people were saying that they didn't like the bokeh effect in the background. Listen, let me explain something to y'all. This is my take, right? I didn't see anything wrong with the CGI. Not on a level of where I would say the movie was terrible, because there's some people that are saying that the CGI was so bad in this movie. These are the same people that said the CGI was bad in Batman vs Superman, and some people said the CGI was bad in Watchmen, and I'm like, I just didn't get that. So for me, that never crossed my mind. Do I believe that there's some scenes that did look a little bit cartoony? Yeah, of course, it's CGI. You know what I'm saying? But it was so minor to me that it didn't affect my movie experience. It didn't make me think that, oh man, this is in front of a green screen, even though I know it's in front of a green screen. And that's another thing. So the CGI to me was something that was very compelling. Some of the shots in this movie is gonna go on forever, because some of the shots are amazing. I'm talking like phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Phenomenal. Now again, nobody's perfect, and I don't expect y'all to think, but for some reason everybody thinks Zack Snyder is supposed to be perfect, but nobody's perfect. So and then as far as the whole movie as a whole, I can't wait to see part 2, because I want to see more. I actually want to see the director's cut. I think they should release that at least by next month, at least 2 months or a month in advance before part 2 comes out. They definitely need to release the director's cut. And I know people were getting mad and say, oh, they don't need to listen. Y'all know the business. This is business. That's Netflix. That's what it is. So look, here's my thing. I gave this movie when I first seen it, I gave it a 9. I gave it an 8.5 when I first seen it. Now that I watched it 3 times, and my score actually went up. It's a 9.5. Now I know people gonna look at the TV and look at me saying like crazy. How? Because it's enjoyable to watch. I like it. It's enjoyable. I went back and watched it, and I felt good watching it. It felt like a good feeling movie. Even though I seen it and I knew it was gonna happen, it felt good. Now, is the movie perfect? No, it's not perfect. And nothing Zack Snyder does is perfect. No producer, director is perfect. You know what I'm saying? None. But to me, it's very enjoyable. I like the movie. I mean, does it have its flaws? Yeah, there's some things that they could have tightened up on, or they could have did a little bit better. So what? That's what every movie. A lot of movies could have been. There's some things that I believe in, even though that's one of my favorite movies, The Dark Knight. I believe there's some things that could have been done better in that movie. But nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I give this movie a 9.5. I think that if people give it a chance and stop listening to a lot of these YouTubers and a lot of these so-called critics who just don't, some of them didn't even watch the movie, but I don't want to get into that. I'm just gonna say a lot of y'all, you know what time it is. For me, the movie was good. I can't wait for part 2. And I think that I want to see where these characters go. I want to see more of it, because it was a lot of interesting parts, and I think that director's cut is going to shine even more. And then when the director's cut come out, there's a lot of people they're gonna automatically shit on it, because they're gonna say, oh well, they should have been released that, and I don't care. This they're gonna say, but it's number 1 in the world, and that's a good thing. And I think even though the more people talk about it, the more people say they don't like it, the more people go and watch it. And the more people, I see a lot of people saying they don't like it, and I see a whole lot of people saying they love it. So it's a mixed bag. But for me, 9.5, amazing movie. I loved it. I will watch it again, and I'm going to probably watch it again. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. But look, Torture Talk, you know what it is. See y'all. Peace. Bye.